In this video, I will be talking about how to size ductwork. And this video is intended primarily for the people who are designing for modular construction. The method I'm going to talk about is substantially simpler than the one that you would use for an industrial ventilation type project. So if I turn to my ASHRAE Fundamentals Manual, there's a section in it where it talks about the equal friction method, and that's the one that I am going to use and the one that I typically use for modular design. It says, in the equal friction method, ducts are sized for a constant pressure loss per unit length. In other words, you pick, well, let me show on my handy train ductilator here. Up in the top, you pick, I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but friction per 100 feet of duct. And I normally design around a 0.06. Some go a little higher, 0.07. I've seen people go as high as 0.1. And then you line that up with the number of CFM that you're going to be sending through that duct. And down here it tells you what diameter the duct should be, and down here, if you're using rectangular duct, it tells you what combinations of duct you can use. For those of you who don't have a ductilator or a duct calculator, I made one available for free online, and you can see it right here. So in this field, I choose what pressure drop I'm going to allow per 100 feet. 0.06, like I said, is the one that I typically design around. And then I look at what height my duct needs to be. So for example, if you've got a, well, let me show an example here. So here's a design I was working on recently. That's this one's a dental clinic, and I've got 165 CFM. For that amount of air, I'll typically use an 8-inch. And so the way you attach a duct, the way you attach flex duct, you're going to have a collar, and then it's got metal tabs, and you have to fold the tabs into the duct that it's connecting to. So, and the tabs are about 1 inch long. So if I'm bringing an 8-inch flex duct in, my duct has to be at least 10 inches high in order for the tabs to be able to grab on. The trunk needs to be at least 2 inches taller than the branches that are connecting to it. So going back to the calculator for a minute, well, here's the process I would go through. If I'm sizing this last length of duct right here, so if I pull out my calculator and I take these, if I add up the airflows from these 5 diffusers that are fed from it, 45 plus 165 plus 155 plus 140 plus 110, I get 715 CFM. Okay, and the tallest of them is I've got one 8-inch, so I have to be at least 10 inches tall. So let's go with that for just a minute. So 715 is my CFM. My height, if I want to be at least 10, I'd be looking at a 16 by 10 inch duct that I'd want to tie that into. But I decided to make this one a little taller, so I'm looking at a 12 by 14. And that just has to do with, I try to keep them as close to square as I can, or as close to square as I can with space permitting. In modular, you're normally going to be more flat. That one was a stick built building, so I probably would have gone to the 16 by 10 if I used that one. And that's really it. You set your duct resistance, you calculate the CFM it's going to be going through it, and it's really not any more complicated than that. I'm happy to do duct layouts if you need someone to help out with that, or to walk you through it. I've included links to how to reach me down below, as well as a link to the online duct calculator if you want to do it. It's really not that complicated. Click like, click subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.